You ever look around your space and feel like everything is just slightly chaotic? Not messy enough to completely stress you out, but messy enough that it's always in the back of your mind. Cables blending into each other, boxes you forgot the contents of, drawers that feel like random mystery containers. And the funny part is, fixing that doesn't always require some big upgrade or expensive setup change. Sometimes it's something really small. This is the Brother PT-D220. At first glance, this looks like one of those classic office devices that's been sitting in the same drawer since the early 2000s. Nothing flashy, no touchscreen, no app ecosystem, no smart anything trying to reinvent the experience. And honestly, that's kind of the whole idea. It's a dedicated label maker. It does one job and it sticks to it. You turn it on, and you're instantly in a simple interface, a small screen, a physical keyboard, and a layout that feels straightforward in the best way possible. You type what you need, adjust a few basic settings, hit print, and it just works. No setup process, no syncing, no account creation, no learning curve that takes hours. In a world where even basic devices try to connect to your phone, that simplicity actually stands out. It uses Brother TZe tape system, which gives you a wide range of labeling options, from basic office labels to more durable laminated ones, depending on how serious you want to get with organization. And the print quality is surprisingly clean. Sharp text, consistent spacing, and readable even at smaller sizes. But where this device really starts to make sense is when you stop thinking about it as a gadget and start thinking about it as a system. Because organization isn't really about labels. It's about reducing friction. Think about something like cable management. Behind a desk or TV setup, things always end up mixed together. You unplug one thing, and suddenly you're guessing what goes where. With labels, that confusion disappears instantly. It's a small fix, but it saves time every single day. Same thing with storage. Boxes, drawers, shelves. Everything becomes more usable when you don't have to open it just to figure out what's inside. You just look, read, and move on. And that's where this kind of tool quietly becomes more valuable than expected. Not because it's exciting, not because it's futuristic, but because it removes tiny moments of friction that add up over time. Typing on it is simple, not fancy, not premium in a modern tech sense, but responsive enough that you're never fighting the device. The buttons are clear, the layout is logical, and after a few uses, it becomes muscle memory. This isn't a device you interact with for hours. It's something you pick up for a few seconds, do exactly what you need, and put away again. And that's the entire philosophy behind it. Of course, it's not perfect. If you're expecting app-level customization, advanced design controls, or a modern interface, this isn't that. It's intentionally basic, almost old school in how direct it is. But that simplicity is also the reason it works so well. There's no distraction, no extra steps, no unnecessary features getting in the way of the core job. Type, print, stick, done. And the more you use it, the more places you start noticing where labeling actually matters. Not just for aesthetics, but for speed, for clarity, for reducing small interruptions in your workflow. That's the real value here. It doesn't try to change your setup. It just makes your existing setup easier to live with. And in a world full of overcomplicated gadgets, that kind of tool quietly earns its place. So yeah, it's not the most exciting device you'll ever use, but it might end up being one of those things you keep reaching for more than you expected. If you want to get it, check the link in the description.